Good morning, everybody. So this week we're going to be starting to work on our creative arts pieces, which are going to need to be completed by the 6th of July for our creative arts evening gallery that we're going to be putting on. So I'm going to be going through some ideas today. You can, for you to have a go at doing a mood board, pull some ideas together, so that on our next lesson, I will be showing you some techniques you can be using and some other ideas that you could be using. So this year we're going to be doing an art gallery on showing all of your work that you're doing at home. It could be written work on an artist, it could be artwork, it could be 3D work, it could be modelling, it could be photography, it could be anything creative that you want to showcase in the gallery this year. So we're going to be thinking about these two words, hope and light. So before we even get started, I want you to think of what do you know about these words? What could you describe these words as? So something that you could have, these are some ideas that I came up with. So we have light at the end of the tunnel, friends, friendships, love, family, happiness, looking forward to something, hoping something's going to end. So these were just some ideas that I came up with. So what does hope look like? So I want you to have a chat to your friends, your parents, whoever you are with. What do you think hope looks like? If you were to picture, to close your eyes and think of what would hope look like? If you were to see hope, what would it be? You could even write this down on a little spider diagram to see some ideas that you might want to come up with. So if you were to say a picture of something that looked like hope, what would it be? So here were just some ideas that I thought of. I thought of freedom, I thought of independence, I thought of flying away, not having care in the world, just enjoying yourself, enjoying your time, and just relaxing really. So these were some ideas I came up with. Did you come up with the same, or were yours a little bit different? So now I want you to think of, what does light look like? So if you were to see light, what do you think light would look like if you were to see it as a picture? You could also write some ideas down if you wish as well. So this is what I thought of. I thought there's obviously the lights in your room that brighten up the room. You've got the sunlight that makes everybody feel better when the sun comes out. You've got the sunrise and the sunsets, which are beautiful to watch. The idea of light can help with processes, and actually if you're walking around, to help lighten it up, brighten up everything, make you feel so good about yourself. So those what I came up with light. So there's a saying, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Do you know what that saying means? And if you do, why does it mean that? How does it make you feel looking at this picture? How does it make you feel thinking there is a light at the end of the tunnel? Have a think, have a chat, maybe write some ideas down as well. What do you feel towards this, and what do you think about the idea of there being a light at the end of the tunnel? Okay, so the saying, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, can mean different things, but really it means that there's been a long period of time and it's finally coming to an end. So if you were in a tunnel on a train, you know that it's going to end, the tunnel's going to finish when you see that light, because you're nearly at the end of the tunnel. Something is going to be changing. So can you think of some times when you've thought it's been a long time and you're ready for something to change, something's about to change? It might be the current situation, it could be other ideas. So can you think of some ideas when you might have used the saying, there's a light at the end of the tunnel? So some ideas you might have come up with were the current situation, not being at school, that there is a light, that we are starting to open up and everything starting to move a little bit further, to get a little bit back to normal. It could be if you've been on a train in a tunnel for a long time and you're actually wanting to get out. It could be that you've been working really hard on a piece of work and it's taking you a long time to do, but you're finally nearly finishing it, so there's a light at the end of the tunnel. So there's lots of different ideas. So we're going to talk through some ideas of pieces of art that you might want to do, because you're going to then use these ideas to do your mood board. So as we go through the different artists, I want you to have a look at the pictures. I want you to think, what can you see? How do the colours make you feel? How does the patterns make you feel? What do you feel when you look at these pictures? Do you feel happy? Do you feel sad? Do you feel like you're interested or curious about something? So obviously we've got some, this is Kandinsky's artwork here with some different, obviously using a lot of shapes, a lot of colours. What else can you see on here? So have a pause the video now, have a think, how do you feel, what can you see on the pictures? Okay, and now I'd like you to do the same for this piece. So this is John Kinane, this is his artwork. Have a look, what can you see, how does it link to hope and light, how does it make you feel? So pause the video now and have a good look at these pictures. Okay, so this is the next artist we're going to have a look at. This is Carolyn Eardley. So this is the work that she produces. So have a look at the pictures, pause the video, see what you can see in the pictures, see some ideas that you might want to be able to use in your work that really make you think of hope and light. So it might be a case of the flowers or a person or bright colours or patterns. So pause the video now, have a little talk, have a little look and see what you can see on these pictures. Okay, now we're going to have a look at Melissa Lorey. So Melissa Lorey looks at using lots of bright colours. What else does she look to use? Can you see? How does it make you feel? Are there other aspects of it that you really like that you could use in your art? Can you picture how you could turn this into a piece of art? Okay, our next artist is this lady here. I'm not going to try and pronounce her name because I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but obviously we can see from her pictures that there's some people, there's some nature and trees, bright colours. What else can we see? Maybe have a pause the video, see what you could incorporate in your picture that you're going to have a go at doing, to really see how you can show hope and light. And Annie Taylor, she is another artist that obviously looks at using nature and almost like the idea of light at the end of the tunnel. That's what I think of when I'm looking a long path through the trees. But what else can you see? Is it colours or patterns, or how does it make you feel? So have another pause of the video now, have a think of these ideas, think about what you like about these pictures, what you might want to include in your art. So looking at the different artists that we've just had a brief look at, we will be looking at them more next in our next session. I want you to think about these questions. So what shapes did you see? What shapes and colours and patterns could you see? How do the colours make you feel? How do the shapes and the patterns make you feel? Are there aspects which you really like about it? Are there things that you particularly don't see where hope and light comes from? How can you see hope and light in these pictures? So I'd like you to pause the video now and collate all those ideas. You can write some things down if you want to, or just to brainstorm it in your head and verbalise some ideas to say how you feel and why you think hope and light is particularly evident, and you can see it in these pictures. So you're going to have a go now at doing a mood board. Now a mood board is something that showcases different ideas, colours, opinions. It could be things you like in it. So these are some examples that we've got here. So we've got things like shapes and colours. We've got patterns, thinking about how they make you feel. They've got some annotations that you could include, opinions that you might use, keywords on the pictures. So for example, the one at the bottom where it says free and live, and there's that independence and that freedom, and that almost shows a sense of hope. You've got quotes like "You're not alone," sunshine to brighten up, if that links to light. You've got lots of different, obviously, like the love mood board. Is that something that you link to hope, hoping that you'll see your family soon? Light, that there's the brightness of the fact that your family and your friends brighten up your life. So you're going to have a go at now doing a mood board to show me your ideas of what you think light and hope are. So collating everything that we've talked about throughout the lesson, to say how you feel, what you think it is, what you can picture light and hope to be. You can draw some pictures, you can write some quotes or some words, you could do some research on what hope and the light at the end of the tunnel means. So I'd like you to have a go at doing this and to really start to think about what your picture is going to represent. So when we move on to doing our picture, you know what colours you're going to be using and why you might use these colours. You could even put that on your mood board and colour lots of different colours to show how some things might make you feel a certain way. So for example, I might colour and I might put lots of different colours onto my mood board to show different colours. I then could annotate it and I could explain what the colours make me feel. So for example, if I see the colour orange, it might remind me of warmth and fire. If I see the colour brown, does it reminds me of nature, of growth? So you could put on some words onto your mood board. Blue, it reminds me of the sky, of oceans, of freedom, and so on. So part of yours could be like this. Then you could also put on, you can decorate it, you could put on some birds to show the freedom of the birds. Then you could also, on your mood board, if you wanted to put some pictures or some quotes, you could say, for example, you're not alone. Not alone. And you can put them in a fancy bubble. You could put other quotes that you might find, or words in bubbles. Free, live, light. And again, you could colour them, make them nice and bright so that they stand out. So something that looks a little bit like this. You could also think about some other ideas, some pictures that you might want to draw that show light. It could be that you draw a picture of a light bulb, or a picture of the sun. Or it could be that you think of different patterns, love hearts or stars. Or you could draw your own pictures as well. So this, you're building it up to show ideas of what you might want to use on your mood board, which will really show the sense of love, hope, light, coming to an end, and the ideas that you might want to include in your picture as well. So I'd like you to now have a go at completing your own mood board. And I'd love to please spend lots of time really getting the detail, thinking about your colouring, your presentation, and making sure they're beautiful, because these can go towards the art gallery, and obviously they can be displayed along with the work that you produce to show obviously where your ideas have come from. So please, if you need to turn back through the slides to have a look at the artist's ideas, the colours, the shapes, the patterns, if you want to include some of those into your mood board to really get a sense of what your final piece is going to look like. So if this is my mood board, I'm going to show you how you could do it. So you could start by having your title, Love and Hope. You can do it however you wish. I'm just going to keep it nice and simple, and I'm going to put it in a nice little bubble. I'm then going to show different colours. So that it's starting to look like this so far, so that I'm starting to build it up. Now I'm going to put ideas and pictures that relate to the colours. So for me, it could be for blues, it could be seas and oceans. freedom. It could be light, could be from the blue. For the orange, it could be sun, could be warmth. Brown could be nature and growth. Pink could be love, happiness, friendship. Green could be again, it could be growth again. It could be lots of different ideas. So now I'm also going to put on some birds, because I'm going to show that they are what freedom and hope looks like, flying off. So at the minute I'm starting to build it up with putting some words on. I've got some colours on. I could also draw some pictures. So I could draw some pictures of a flower to show the growth. We have also drawn some flowers and practiced some sunflowers, so you could use those on your picture. You could colour them in as well. I'm just doing it for speed, just so you can see. So I'm drawing on some flowers to put on. It could be, I haven't got a yellow, so I'm going to use orange. Could be that you draw a big sunshine to show the sun. Or you could draw ideas of hope or light. So it could be a light bulb that you could draw. You could draw things like love hearts to show. So as you are doing it, you are building it up so that you are putting lots of ideas on, lots of patterns, lots of pictures. You might even think about some shapes that remind you of happiness and friendships. Or you could have a go at drawing your own patterns. So you are building it up and adding lots of detail on. You're taking your time and trying to make sure that it has got as much detail in as possible to really showcase what you think of love and hope and life. It could be that you even draw a tunnel. It could be that your picture is actually in a tunnel and that the light can be at the top. So you can build it up and you could colour it, you can add lots of detail and really build up your mood board to showcase love and hope and light. So really build that up. I should put light and hope in the middle. So that's one idea that you could have. So obviously you're building it up to showcase this. I'd love to see your mood boards on Seesaw as well, so please do put them on so I can have a look at them. I'd like you to now have a go at completing your own mood board, and I'd love to please spend lots of time really getting the detail, thinking about your colouring, your presentation and making sure they're beautiful, because these can go towards the art gallery and obviously they can be displayed along with the work that you produce to show obviously where your ideas have come from. So please, if you need to turn back through the slides to have a look at the artist's ideas, the colours, the shapes, the patterns, if you want to include some of those into your mood board to really get a sense of what your final piece is going to look like.